Hello students, let us try to understand machine language. Machine language. Here are some features of machine language. It is a fundamental language understood by computer. It is also known as machine code. It is written as strings of binaries, zeros and ones. Therefore, no translation program is required. But it is not really easy to learn. Machine languages. We know that within the computer, data is represented by microscopic electronic switches. That they can be either off or on. The off switch is designated by 0. The on switch is designated by 1. Instructions written in zeros and 1 is called as machine language or machine code. Each type of machine has its own language, own words, own instructions. Machine languages represent the only way to communicate directly with the computer. Machine language. The number of bits that form the word of microprocessor is fixed for that particular processor. These bits define a maximum number of combinations. For example, 8-bit microprocessor can have 2 raised to 6 at most different combinations. However, in most microprocessor, not all these combinations are used. Certain patterns are chosen and assigned specific meaning. Each of these patterns forms an instruction for the microprocessor. The complete set of patterns makes up the microprocessor's machine language. Now let us talk about specifically 8085 machine language. The 8085 is an 8-bit microprocessor. The 8085 uses total 256-bit patterns to form its instruction set. Out of these 256 patterns, only 74 instructions are used. But it is very difficult to enter bit pattern correctly, which is in the form of 0 and 1. Therefore, they are usually entered in the form of hexadecimal instead of binary. For example, the combination 00111100, which has hexadecimal equivalent as a 3C, it is a specific meaning for that code. The meaning is that increment the numbers in the register, which we call as a accumulator. Now let us talk about assembly language. When we enter into the instruction using hexadecimal, then it has become quite easy than entering the number in binary pattern. But what about understanding? Can any other end user can understand the program which is written in the hexadecimal number system? For example, 3C. What is the meaning of 3C? Right? So just to avoid that, just to easy to understand program, each company, each microprocessor defines a symbolic code for the instruction. These codes are called mnemonics. Mnemonics for each instruction is usually a group of letters, English letter, that suggests the operation which has to be performed. For example, suppose we write 3C, that is 00111100. Its mnemonic is INRE. So what is this INRE? INR is a group of letters, English letters. We are familiar with this letter. So what does it mean? It means that increment register. Okay, so instead of 3C, when we read INRA, then for us it is easy to understand what is the exact operation. Another example, 80, that is 10000000. So what is 80? We don't understand. But when we write ADDA, this is the mnemonic for this particular operation. Then it has meaning, that is add. ADD means addition. Addition, that add register B to the accumulator and keep the result in the accumulator. Assembly language, it is important to remember that the machine language and its associated assembly language are completely machine dependent. That means when we write program, For particular microprocessor, they are not directly transferable from one microprocessor to another microprocessor, which is different one. For example, Motorola has 8-bit microprocessor called 6800. When we write program in 8085 machine language, it is very different from that 6800. So it is assembly language. The program written for 8085 cannot be executed for 6800 and vice versa. Thus, machine language and assembly language are low level language. High level languages. All high level languages are procedure oriented languages. They are intended to machine independent. Programs which are written in the statement, basically which are similar to English language. That is, high level languages use the natural language like structure. These languages require translator like compiler and interpreter for execution, because it is not directly recognizable by that particular microprocessor. Therefore, translation is required. The program written in high level language can be ported to any other computer. That is why these languages are machine independent. For example, COBOL is there, BASIC, APL, Python, C, C++. These languages enable programmer to write instruction in English word, using English word and familiar symbols which are mathematical, which makes it easy and technically details of the computer. It makes the program more readable too. That means when we read the program which is written in high level language, English words are used. That means we can understand what is the logic of the program. What is this program for? Okay, so let us make some conclusion. Machine language. Machine language is written in terms of zeros and one, right? It is directly transferable to that particular microprocessor. Assembly language, we are using we are writing assembly language by using mnemonic code, which is symbolic code for that particular operation, and high level languages are written in English words. Thank you very much.